This is the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show with your hosts, Mike Strasinger and Jacob Golson.
All right, sports fans, welcome into the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show. I'm Mike Strasinger along with Jacob Golson. What's up, Jacob?
Nothing much.
You doing all
Excited
right?
to be back. Always glad to talk about high school sports with you, Mike.
That's right. It's been a great year so far. Things are heating up in the football, but first last week, soccer championships took place. Now there was some weather-related schedule changes. First of all, everything got pushed back a week, and then things got changed to another venue altogether. Page High School in Williamson County hosted 4 games on Saturday. The first game was played with CPA and BGA on, it was the Father Ryan. No, CPA and BGA played first at in Murfreesboro on Friday, and then 4 games on Saturday. Why don't you tell us who won the games?
Yeah, so in Division I Single A, we had Signal Mountain beating Alcoa 4-1. Big win for Signal Mountain. In Division I Double A, we had Greenville barely getting by over Nolensville. Close 2-1 victory for Greenville. Division I Triple A, we had a kind of surprising win with Ravenwood beating Brentwood 3-2. That was a really good, close game. Moving on to Division II Single A, BGA defeated CPA 4-1 after CPA beat them twice in the regular season, or once in the regular season and then once in the playoffs.
And I think CPA was undefeated going into
right.
Yeah, so that was a big surprise. Go BGA, way to go.
And finally, in Division II AA, we had Briarcrest beating Father Ryan 1-0. So a lot of close games in all these
that's
matchups.
the way soccer goes. And congratulations to all the winners and the runners-up as well. All right, that'll take care of soccer. So now all we're left with for the fall sports is football. And so last week things got kicked off in the football championships. And I'm going to talk to you about that, how that works, in case there's any questions about that.
It's a little bit confusing.
It is confusing. So let's clarify about how the playoff brackets are set, first of all. In Division I, the top 4 teams in each region make the playoffs. There are 8 regions across the state running east to west. The Region 1 is in the east, going on to the west, Region 8. And the top 4 teams make it in the playoffs. And if there's a tie, there's a tiebreaker system, but that's all worked out. So we get it down to 4 teams, 8 regions, that's 32 teams. Okay? And then Region 1 will play Region 2, the top 4 teams in Region 1 against the top 4 teams in Region 2, right, with Region 1 first place team playing Region 2's fourth place team. So it's a 1 against a 4 if you want to look at it that way. Although these are not seeded, it's just the first place team against a fourth place team. And then, so there's an east, the top brackets are east teams, the bottom 4 are western teams, so to speak. And then what we do wind up here with, though, is some teams will play each other again that they played in the regular season. That does happen quite often. Now, things are a little bit different in Division II. So stick with me here. In Division IIA, there are 2 regions, East and West. The top 6 finishers in the regular season qualify for the playoffs. The top 2 teams in each region get a bye in the first round to automatically qualify to the quarterfinals.
Nice.
In the first round, it's East versus West, 3rd place versus 6th, and 4th versus 5th. In the quarterfinals, it would be East first place versus West 4th place, and East 3rd versus West 2nd, and so on. In Division II AA, there are 3 regions, East, Middle, and West. The top 5 teams in the East and the top 5 teams in the Middle make it, along with the top 6 teams in the West. That gives us 16 teams. The East is in the top half of the bracket. The West is in the bottom half of the bracket. The Middle region puts 1st, 4th, and 5th place teams in the top half, and its 2nd and 3rd place teams in the bottom half. Very complicated. That's how it works. That's the cycle we're in right now. And this is the 3rd year of a 4-year cycle. So things might change in 2 years from now. In Division II AAA, it gets back to the more traditional way of doing things. 2 regions, East and West, 4 teams in each region qualifying. Nice. 4 teams in each region qualifying. Then first place in one against 4th place and then other.
Right.
Very simple there. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. The main thing to keep in mind is that there are no seeds or rankings. Everything is determined by your regular season record and then what team or region is in. So it's a regular season record plus a geographic area that determines the brackets. All right. We're going to go through what happened last week in these brackets, and I'm going to kick things off in Division I 1A, things got wacky right away in the first round as Region 3's fourth place team, Whitwell, beat the top team from Region 4, undefeated Monterey, 21-7. Now, Whitwell's last year's state champion, though, but they had a rough season this year, losing their first 6 games and losing big. It's the defending champions. They got outscored 235-67 in their first 6 games, but they finished the season 2-2 and they made the playoffs. And we'll see if they can fight their way back to Cookeville. Also, Gordonsville, Region 4's third place team, knocked off Region 3 runner-up Copper Basin 20-6, and in another mild surprise, Region 2's third place team, Coalfield, beat Region 1 runner-up Hancock County 42-6.
Wow.
Take us to 2A.
All right, so in Division 1 2A, everything pretty much went as you might expect, with all 8 region winners winning their first round games. We had 3 third place teams beating second place teams, with Eagleville over Houston County 7-6, Riverside beating Lewis County 14-9, and then McKenzie beating Mitchell 28-6.
All right, in 3A, a couple of region champions got knocked off in the 3A bracket. Region 1 champion Chucky Doak was eliminated by Kingston, the fourth place team from Region 2. The fourth place team from Region 5, Giles County, knocked out Region 6 champion Fairview 28-7. So Region 2, Alcoa, Austin East, Gatlinburg, Pickman, and Kingston, and Region 5, Pearl Cone, Stratford, East Nashville, and Giles County were the only 2 regions across the state to have all their teams win.
Wow.
So it's tough regions, obviously. The 2 regions really flexed their muscles as well, with Region 2 outscoring Region 1 187-33, and Region 5 outscoring Region 6 148-28.
That's some good research.
Thanks, man.
Now in
4A,
Division 1 4A, no surprises here again. Maybe there were a few with a couple second place teams being eliminated. Region 1's third place team, Sullivan South, beat Region 2's second place team, East Hamilton, 28-24. And Fayette Ware, the second place team in Region 8, was beaten by Ripley, Region 7's third place team, 21-20. 2 close games, but just evidence of 3s beating 2s.
Yep. That's a tough matchup. All right, in Region 5A, 2 region champs saw their state title dreams dashed as Region 2's fourth place team, Gibbs, beat Region 1 champion Tennessee High 20-13. And Region 4 champion Soddy Daisy was sent home early, falling to Oak Ridge, Region 3's fourth place team 40-23. Closer to home here in Middle Tennessee, Region 5 runner-up Gallatin was knocked out by Region 6's third place team, the Summit Spartans, 27-14. That surprised a few of us. and another bit of a surprise, Region 7's third place team, Clarksville, beat Region 8 runner-up Munford 29-28. 6A.
In Division 1 6A, all region champions won as we would expect. We did have 3 region runner-ups get beat though, as Region 1's Bearden beat Region 2's McMinn County 23-6. Region 6's Independence knocked out Smyrna, the Region 5 runner-up, 28-10. And in the West, Region 8's Memphis Central took out Collierville from Region 7, 35-28.
All right, now going on to Division 2A. Nothing really shocking here. In a bit of surprise to some, though, maybe Fayette Ware, the 5 team from the West, beat MTCS, the 4 team in the East, 26-21. Otherwise, things went as expected, with Columbia Academy, DCA, and USJ picking up first-round wins.
Now, finally, in Division 2 AA, no surprises here. The only real shocker to some was Lipscomb winning over Boyd Buchanan 41-27. But other than that, all the top finishers moved on to the quarterfinals.
All right, in Division 2 AAA, no games last week. They're all off. There's only 8 teams that make the playoffs there, so they're going to get things started this week. All right, we're back, and now we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing here, our little contest. In the regular season, we had a pick'em contest. We put 10 or 11 games every week, and we had a little contest for charity. I happened to win that one. I was lucky enough to win for the World Wildlife Fund, and this is our snow leopard we have adopted. Now, we're still looking for a name for this, so you need to give us a name in the comments section below, and we'll take that into consideration to name our snow leopard that we adopted for the World Wildlife Fund. What we're doing here for the playoffs, we're going to call it Fall Football Frenzy, I think. And it's similar to March Madness. We have filled out, myself, Jacob and my wife, Susan Strasinger, the publisher of the Hillsborough Globe, the student newspaper over at Hillsborough High School, the online newspaper. We have filled out brackets, and we're going to, there's 5 rounds, and we're going to score each round. We've filled out the brackets like you might do in basketball, and we're going to see how we do. Why don't you tell us how you did in the first round there?
Yes, so there were 112 total games this past week across all the different regions and classifications, and I went 91 right out of 112 total games.
I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I checked, it was like an 81% correct percentage.
Okay, yeah, it's good. I got 86 games right, so I wasn't far off. My wife, 74 games. She took some long shots. You got to take some chances sometimes.
That's right.
No shame in that. So we'll see what we do. There were the few surprises. I think to me one of the biggest surprises was, and I don't know if it's a surprise or what, but Whitwell in Class 1A, Whitwell beating Monterey. Hurt my bracket and maybe hurt yours too.
Hurt mine too.
Whitwell is the 4th team out of Region 3, and they beat the top team out of Region 4.
Yep.
But Whitwell won it all last year, so they know what to do in playoff time, I guess.
That's right.
So we'll see. Did you see anything else that was shocking or
I thought
what hurt you?
Well, what definitely hurt me was Gallatin losing, because I had them winning the whole Division I 5A bracket. So,
well, not the whole thing. You haven't won it all. You got them going all the way to the end.
I'm going all the way, Mike.
Being the state champions.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not good. That's good. That's not good.
That'll probably hurt me.
I had them going to the semifinals, so that's going to hurt me too. And Susan, bless her heart, she had.
I think she had Gallatin as well.
She had Gallatin, but she also had Tennessee on the top half of the bracket. So so her 5A is pretty much done. But she also had Memphis East winning it all in 1A, and they got beat first round.
Wow.
So that's going to hurt her. But it's going to be fun, okay? So we got some big games coming up this week, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. All right, we'll take a look ahead now and see what to expect this week. Why don't you take us through the first 3 divisions there?
Yeah, in Division 1A, we're going to see if Whitwell can do it again. This week, they're going to have a matchup against Gordonsville, the 3rd place team from Region 4. Other big games in this bracket will be Cloudland versus Oliver Springs, South Pittsburgh versus Clay County, Huntland versus McEwen, Lake County versus MASE, and Memphis Middle College versus West Carroll. Moving on to Division I 2A, we'll get 5 games featuring first place versus runner-ups. Oneida versus Hampton, South Green at Meigs County, Trousdale County versus Tyner, Bledsoe County versus Watertown, and then Union City at Fairleigh. In Division I 3A, we have several rematches here from the regular season. In the first Kingston versus Austin East game, Austin East won 34-22. And then Alcoa beat Gatlinburg Pittman 49-0 in their regular season game. And finally, in Region 5, Pearl Cone beat East 14-0, and Stratford beat Giles County 22-6 in their regular season game. Some other big games that you should watch out for in Division I 3A include Smith County at Loudon, Red Bank at Upperman, and Milan at Woodale.
Milan, I think we could say it, Milan. Sorry, how would you know? It's good. We're moving on. All right, in 4A, things went as expected for the most part. We do have 6 games with region winners facing runners-up. The game I'm really interested, though, in is Livingston Academy. Now they're 11-0, the Region 3 champion, against Nolensville, the Region 4 runner-up. Nolensville was very impressive last week, winning 47-7 over Macon County, while Livingston Academy is a team we've been talking about recently here. They went 5-5 last year, but are undefeated this year, having defeated every team that beat them last year. Now check this out. It wasn't Nolensville that knocked them out, though, last year. It was Tullahoma that knocked them out in the playoffs. And Tullahoma is the runner-up from Region 4. That's the same as Nolensville this year. So it's the same matchup, kind of. Some other games featuring Middle Tennessee teams will be DeKalb County at Marshall County, Lexington at Springfield. One of the most entertaining games might be Greenville at Anderson County. Both teams averaging over 40 points a game.
Wow.
They're going to light it up. With Summit beating Gallatin in the first round, they will get a rematch with Page, the top team from Region 5. In their game earlier this year, Page won 24-14. Shelbyville beat a banged-up Hillsborough team last week, 39-0. And for their efforts, they get the undefeated Region 6 champion Beach Buccaneers at 11-0. Henry County will also have a rematch when they host Clarksville. Henry County won 35-13 in their earlier contest. In the East, Powell at 11-0 will try to stay unbeaten when they host Ray County, the Region 4 runner-up. In 6A, my attention will be on a great matchup between Cane Ridge and Ravenwood. This game is at Cane Ridge. Both teams have been pounding their chests all year, but now one of them is going to be through. Cane Ridge beat Franklin 41-7 in the first round, and Ravenwood easily handled Stewart's Creek 35-0. Two quality teams here, but one has to go home. And also, Middle Tennessee will have Brentwood in a rematch with Indy. Brentwood won their first tilt 24-7. Also, locally, it will be Mount Juliet at Oakland and Blackman at Hendersonville. Up east, Maryville will host Farragut in a rematch game. Maryville won 35-24 in their game earlier this year. Another rematch will be Bearden at Dobbins Bennett. DB won the first game 39-14. In the West, Whitehaven will face Memphis Central once again. Whitehaven won 17-0 the first time.
All right, now we're going to turn over to Division II to look at the most important games coming up this week. So in Division II Single A, the most intriguing game of the week might be Fayette Academy at Nashville Christian School. So NCS won in overtime 28-7 over Fayette Academy during the regular season. So anything can happen in this one. Two great teams there.
Throw it up in there.
And then also in Middle Tennessee action, we get DCA at Davidson Academy and Division II newcomer Columbia Academy at Friendship Christian.
All right, in Division II AA, we only have one team from Middle Tennessee with a home game when CPA hosts Chattanooga Christian. Coach Ingle Martin has hit the Lions right where he wanted them all along. Tough start of the season, but right now they're on the right track back to Cookeville. They beat Knoxville Webb 35-0 last week, so they're in good shape. Let's go Ingle. BGA has to go on the road to face Evangelical Christian School, ECS, where BGA coach Jonas Rodriguez was the coach at ECS the last 2 years. So he knows them well, but he knows how good they are. They're coming in at 10-1. FRA travels west to Lausanne after beating North Point 48-12 last week. And Lipscomb Academy will go east to face Knoxville Grace, the Division II AA East region winner.
Nice. And then finally in Division II AAA, we're going to get things started in this bracket on Friday. Now, interestingly, both Middle Tennessee Division II AAA teams will be on the road to start. MBA is going to go east to Chattanooga to face Baylor, and then Innsworth heads west to face Briarcrest in Memphis. As we both know, this bracket is wide open. Anybody can win. Without Brentwood Academy there, it's up in there for anybody.
Yeah, anybody can beat anybody in this bracket. All right. That takes us through it. It's pretty a lot to take in there. I hope y'all kept up with us. Hope you kept up with it.
I'm keeping up pretty well.
We got the brackets to look forward to. We're going to keep you posted on that. Get out there and support your local high school teams. Now, it's football weather. It's football times, playoff times. It's what they've been playing for all year long. Get out there and support your teams. It's a lot of fun. Follow along with us at MTHS Sports Show. Tell your friends. Help us pick out a name for our snow leopard here. Something other than snowy or downy. something clever. All right. You got anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Thanks for watching. We're out. Good job.